I'm a good boy. I can see a halo. I don't even know if you can see it because of the light and stuff like that. So if you can, you can. If not, kick rocks. Howdy, hi friends, welcome back to my channel. So good to see all of you. And that's absolutely a figure of speech because I can't see anyone. Why am I even saying this? You know the deal. We're gonna do a little shorter video today. We're gonna do 2 of these Reddit relationship videos. So friends, without further ado, let's jump in. Zoop! I've never done a zoop before in my entire life. I don't know where the hell that came from. That was crazy. Zoop! Embarrassing. All right, story number 1. My girlfriend's a 22-year-old female. Friends think I'm insecure because I asked her not to speak to a person she almost cheated on me with, a male who was 22. Am I? Are you what? Oh, are you insecure? No, the thing that I like, I picture, the capacity this week, it's not there. There's a bunch of auditions, which we love, but we had to keep it short. I hate when people end up in this position because they even have some friends that have, and it's like am I just being, I think it's good. I think on one side, I'm glad that you're always willing to question yourself and just ask like, hey, maybe I'm in the wrong, or maybe there's something I could do, because some people do have like self-esteem issues, or they are insecure, and that becomes the detriment to a lot of the relationships they have, both platonic and romantic. And sometimes I'm like, no, your self-esteem is so low that you are just allowing these people to walk all over you. It's giving the latter, but let's see. So long story short, blessed be, I caught my girlfriend talking to this dude sexually. She said, "You want to lick it?" I can't believe I'm on one today. What do I... confronted her about it, and after arguing and telling me she wants the relationship to work out, if you really wanted it to work out, you would have not done that. I tell her the only way to make it better is to block the other dude and never speak to him again. I think that's fair. First of all, you let this happen, and why would I feel comfortable? Because I think there's 2 parts to it, where sometimes people are like, oh, well, that means you don't trust me anymore. I'm like, what? One, you don't really have a strong case for me not trusting you, right? We have to build that up over time. 2, while you might be okay with saying I'm not going to cross that boundary again, and I can promise you that, I cannot be assured that the other person isn't going to do that, and they're not going to try to lean in. And that's one uncomfortable situation to be in. It's embarrassing for you. It's embarrassing for me. And like, I don't understand why you wouldn't feel comfortable putting up a boundary after you did this wrong that you say you so deeply regret. If you're not willing to change anything, then just break up. Don't ask to stay with me. Problem is, they belong to a friend group, which my girlfriend is in. Okay. She should have thought about that beforehand. They say that even though it was a f***ed up thing on the guy's part, I'm an insecure for telling her who she can't talk to. Now, I'm a hold your hand when I say this. Sometimes I can't even tell if these are like girlfriends or guy friends. I feel like this the way that it's worded is giving my girlfriends or girls like, well, if you were actually a man. We have to be careful of some wolf in sheep's clothing. There are some people who, and I think in general, like a lot of women are very willing to be, no, this is right, this is wrong, and just very like situationally aware. And then there are a few times where you can have someone that's like, that's my girl, and no matter what she does, I'm gonna ride for her. I guess men do that too, so I shouldn't like gender it. But it just, the way it expresses, I think, is different. Where I think men ignore it and women are like, don't talk about my girl, it's really your fault. And you know what? Sometimes it might be. In this case, it's giving, my girl's gonna do what she wants, and to make sure that she can do what she wants, I'm gonna put you down. Granted, this could be a guy friend, and maybe he's just trying to make you feel bad because that's his homeboy, and he's like, well, yeah, you would get over it, I would get over it. Well, it wouldn't even happen to me. I don't know. Do you even like the friends that she has? I think that's another important thing. Do you like the friends that your partner has? That a lot of times that's a reflection of them. And it's not an if, but when that appears. Not all the time, but like often. Um, Someone please tell me, am I actually wrong? Because I don't think I am. Yeah, you're absolutely not. You are allowed to say, no, after you cheated on me with someone, I don't feel comfortable with you engaging with them again. And if it's that much of a big deal where she doesn't feel like she can uphold that because she doesn't want to, because they're a good friend, they just crossed the line. Well, guess what? Then she makes a decision and say, hey, that's something that I'm actually not willing to do. And I'm standing on that. I can limit the time. I cannot hang out one-on-one, but they are in this group and I don't want things to be awkward and I don't want it to change the dynamic. That's where I'm landing at. So you can either be okay with us not hanging out one-on-one and not texting each other outside of group chats and seeing each other at group events, or we should break up. If she actually cared about saving the relationship and she was like, I really don't lose the friend group, that is the best case scenario of the offer you can give. And I still don't think you should take it. That's not fair. I think that would be, if you really dissected the roots of the issues of how you got there, that could be a fine way to find a compromise. I don't think you need to compromise for this. You were both very young. It sounded like was going to go further, and that's just embarrassing. Also, do you want to be around these people when they know that your girlfriend was asking to lick his balls? And it didn't say that. I'm on one today, but is she saying all this nasty stuff to him, and then everyone knows that? So you walk in the room and everyone's looking at you like, I know your business, or like she said this, she wants to be with him because he's like a horse. So save yourself the time. Just leave. One of the comments says, this sounds like she's gaslighting pretty hard. I feel like you should just leave her for someone who isn't actively trying to cheat on you. Absolutely. I was like, have worth in yourself. Be like, all right, great. Well, glad I know now. Goodbye. Do that. All right. Story number 2. Okay, last story. I definitely made that one longer than it was supposed to be. But I love talking, and hopefully you love listening. And hopefully I don't drop this. Okay. Advice on dating a poly man, 31-year-old male, as a monogamous woman, 34-year-old female. If you've been on this channel for a minute, we've been running for a while, been on this channel for a minute, you know exactly how I'm going to respond. But let's read it for the sake of reading it. I've been seeing someone who identifies as polyamorous. I'm not. Mistake number 1. All right. I know some of y'all just like, read the damn story. I'm sorry. People that are open and no. People that openly say that they are polyamorous, I really appreciate it, right? Because you know exactly where they stand. They usually probably have thought about this for some time, and they're being honest about what they're looking for in their relationship and how they plan on operating. I think oftentimes when people make a connection with them and they're monogamous, and they can have these very deep connections, I think sometimes they think there's no way else they could have another interaction or a relationship or connection with someone that's like what we have, because it feels so special to you. And doesn't mean it doesn't feel special to them, but they are having that with other people. Or maybe they are really having it with you, but they still have other connections with other people emotionally and romantically and that kind of stuff. So you put yourself in this position of you're never going to win, because then if they say, no, I don't want to just be with you, then you feel... There's an ambulance, damn. Then it's like, I don't want to be with you. And then you take that on personally, like, oh, I'm not good enough. Or then you turn it around on them, even though they were honest with you. And then you're like, and they kind of led me on to thinking this could have happened. No, like you both have two different views about how relationships should work. Just let it be. It's almost like having kids. If you know you don't want to have kids, don't date someone that wants to have kids. Like what rocks in your brain. Dong. Stupid. I've always believed in emotional and physical exclusivity. Well, duh, that's what it means to be monogamous. But the way he treats me is honestly the best I've ever experienced. And see, that's mistake number 2. Why'd you start? Why would I start? Let's say I'm trying to be vegetarian and I've said, as of 6 p.m. tonight, I'm going to be vegetarian. And then I go for lunch and start snacking away at the KFC buffet. Like, what kind of sense? And let's say it was fresh, piping hot. I walk along the way, they're giving duck samples. I get home, turns out free burger at the barbecue from the neighbors. And you just rocking on some ribs, you eating a hamburger, and then it's like, okay, now it's 6 o'clock, I'm gonna stop. Is you gonna stop? The answer is no. So right, don't even get yourself involved in something if you know it's never going to lead to the thing that you want. I don't know if that was a direct example, but I thought it was funny. Emotionally, it feels like everything I've wanted in a relationship that's real: tenderness, consistency, deep connection. The problem is that I have to accept that he will sleep with or date other people when he feels a connection with them. Absolutely. For me, this is speaking about his character and how he likes to participate as a partner, which is a great thing. It doesn't mean that you can't find that with someone that also is monogamous. I think I would just take this as a learning lesson of like, these people do exist. Here are the characteristics I should be looking for. And any other type of person that is not showing me these characteristics, I probably should not be entertaining. Right now, it's complicated because one of those people is his supposed baby mama, a 28-year-old female. She's pregnant and claims the baby is his. Bless me. But that's between them, not my issue to get in. Absolutely. Okay. Still, I'd be lying if I said it didn't bother me. He could still have a baby mama and be single monogamous, you know what I mean? I'm jealous, maybe a little possessive, but not in a controlling way. It's just that I want to be the only one. Yeah, I get it. That's why you're monogamous. Maybe I need to give the homegirl a dictionary. I'm conflicted. I love the emotional intimacy we share, but I'm starting to feel like I'm setting myself up for heartbreak. No, you're not. You already have. Wonderful. Has anyone here been in a similar situation? How do you manage the imbalance between what your heart wants and what the relationship structure allows? And there's one more sentence, so I'm going to read it. I will never want to change him, but I think he wants me to be open. Oh, but I think he wants me to be open? It was a question mark. I'm not sure if this is worth continuing or not. Well, first of all, not because you ask's not. You should ask him, are you wanting this to be an open relationship, or do you see yourself actually being a monogamous one? If he says, no, I think I could be in a monogamous relationship, then maybe there's your problem solved. But the reason you're not asking is because you know in your heart that he's going to say, no, I don't want to be in a closed relationship. And as long as you don't ask, you get to delay the truth. But the funny thing about that is the truth is the truth. You waiting doesn't change the fact of how he feels and how he wants to operate, nor does it change the fact of what you want to do and how you want to operate. You're just choosing to delay the inevitable. My thought about this, and the reason I stopped myself before the last sentence is, whenever you're in these situations where it's like, oh, my heart's saying this, my heart's saying that. How many times have we done something stupid because of our emotions? And there's so many times where it's like, if I just took the time to think, what do I actually want? What is the long-term goal? Like for me, I want to be married. I want the possibility of having kids. I want to be able to travel well with my partner and be able to live a certain lifestyle. So there's certain things that I am going to be looking for. And maybe that last one is like less important on the list. Not maybe it is, begrudgingly. But if I know if I'm talking to someone in the dating phase and they say, oh, they never want to get married. Oh, they say, I absolutely never want to have kids. That's good for me to know, because then I can make an early decision whether or not I want to invest myself, because I'll know regardless of if the sex is good or if they make me feel like warm and welcome, I need to make the call and saying like, if these are things that I actually want my life to look like if I say I see my life as a monogamous person and that's the only way that I want to live it, then I have to say anything else that I do that is the antithesis of that is just going to be a detractor from where I want to be. What do I actually want? I want these things. If I end up being with this person, I waste X amount of years in a relationship that's going to end tumultuously because we're not on the same page. And I've delayed myself for that amount of time, right? It's like if you were together for 3 years, not only did you delay yourself those 3 years by being with the wrong person that you knew was the wrong person, you then need to give yourself, because it was a long-term relationship, probably around a few months, maybe some people a year, to recover emotionally. So that's 4 years of your time that you chose to give yourself to detour, versus saying like, hey, I'd rather say no, keep my space open, because when the right person comes along, they'll come along, but I will be ready. That's the difference. Okay. First comment says, just leave now. A poly partner is not for you. Eventually it will crush you emotionally. Yep. And someone commented under that and said, yes, please just walk away, OP. This will end poorly. It really does. It's again, like when people are very open and like honest about being polyamorous, it's like, yay, that's great. That's wonderful. And sometimes I know someone who, actually I know a few people. My one of my friends was like, yeah, and I told them that I was going to be an open person, and they were like, cool. And he's like, they're more monogamous, but I don't know if they actually are. Like they're questioning, and then they ask their partner, and they'll be like, yeah, no, it's cool, it's fine. But then you can tell over time it's continuously become a strain. And I'm like, in their minds, something was going to change. He was going to change his mind. Maybe she thought she could really power through and make it work. And to be fair, like my guy friend who it was, or two of them actually, both of them from the jump, very honest, and asked them several times during relationship, was just like, is this going to be a problem? Is this a problem? And they kept, and to be fair, they were the ones lying to him saying, yeah, no, it's fine. When you could be like, no, I don't think it is fine. I'm really struggling to deal with this. Maybe we take a break and talk about it and see if this makes sense to continue on. It's the harder conversation to have, but it's a necessary one. All right, friends, it's time for me to flutter up to heaven like the good boy that I am. But if you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell. And friends, I will see you again very soon. Bye.